And we're live. Welcome back to another Thursday night jam with RCJesus and SASquatch. Tonight we're going to be covering the 10-4 build I got sitting here that I wanted to get kind of started last week and was missing tools and shit for. Chris might have a couple things to show off, and we'll talk about the infamous internet-breaking Traxxas Sand Car. So, hope everybody's ready to enjoy the show. Why is it? Oh man! Oh, and I forgot to turn the dang
Yeah,
down
I
again.
usually do that. That's usually my thing.
There we go, fixed. So it looks pretty laggy tonight from our end, from what's there, but so yeah, welcome everybody that's here. Heidi ho, another Thursday night. Um, I did get the taps. So this is Dubro DUB633. It's the T handle for the tap set.
Yep.
So if you need them, this is what you need. I got the standard set, which is DUB 509 from Dubro. Is it showing it right? There
Yep.
we go. With all the little standard sizes. Dylan, fuck
For
off.
Tommy.
And metric set. That should be right on. Which is
Yep.
DUB 510. And it comes with all of them. It was cheaper just to get whole sets instead of piecing together a handful, and then I'll have extras if I ever need them. They've got the nice little holders for them with the snap lock pouch. So I also got, because I needed a reamer, a Dynamite DYNT 2114 reamer. So I was debated getting the Huddy one just to go with the rest of my shit. And I'm like, honestly, I'll probably never use it again. So I'm not going to pay 50, 60 bucks for a reamer. Well, I can pay like 20 bucks for it.
Did you get the with 90-degree drill or whatever you needed, or
No, I don't need a 90-degree drill, I don't think.
no? You needed a drill to space out for the flathead. You talked about it, like the instructions. There was a special, not a drill, but like maybe it was the reamer. I don't know.
It was the reamer, I think. So I should have everything covered. I went through and noted it all in
I
here.
thought there was a weird step drill, not a step drill, but like a fucking, god damn it, you know what I'm talking about? Like a countersink for countersinking the holes.
No, I could not find a countersink bit, and I totally forgot to go to Home Depot. Thank you for reminding me that I fucked up.
That was what I was trying to remember. Is a countersink
Oh
bit. Thank
yeah, maybe I'm gonna be fucked and not get very far again, but I can at least tap and ream everything that needs it.
you. All
Uh,
right, there we
Because
go.
yeah, Dubro and those guys don't make any countersink ones. I couldn't find any from
Yeah,
distributors,
yeah.
and it was a crazy week. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll just stop at Home Depot one day after work because it's on my way home, and they're open late. And then I completely forgot.
So I'm not losing my mind. There was another tool.
You
Okay.
are correct. Yep, I needed the countersink bit. So yeah, here's the case. That's typical tool case. Lists each size, has the cover.
I got one of those
I
somewhere.
was gonna say, can they come out? They can come out. It's not that good of a case. It came right out the side. Yep, because pretty stupid design. If you can see, they left a. Oh wait, I need to look
Yeah.
at a different camera. A gap there.
Yep.
See that gap? So
Yeah.
stupid. Fix that, dude, bro. That's dumb. Um,
I'm sure they have the same design they've had for like 30 or 40 years. So
or 50 or 60. Jesus, this
yeah.
one they all fell out in the package. Oh, but this is metric, so you know what? I'm not even gonna get this out because I don't need this. This is old school. It's all fucking standard. Imperial. Dylan, seriously, fuck off. Now it's not the time. He's like, yes, it is. It's always the time. And there's the reamer. Nice line. Ooh, better grip than the Dynamites used to have. It's knurled now. You can see.
Yeah. Those are nice. Yeah.
That feels a lot better, a lot grippier. Sweet. So, some fell out in here too of these little ones. You do get drills and taps if you need to drill shit with these tap kits, which is nice because sometimes they fuck you. A nice Blue Point tap set that might have had this size shit in it, but fuck it, that stays in the garage. These weren't that expensive, but I do need to go grab the instructions. I forgot it on the end table. So if you want to show some of your shit off, go ahead and we'll talk about it. while I get
Ah,
around.
on the spot. I don't have much. One thing I'm not ready for. I guess I could show off the. I'll
The
show off the.
Impala one's all finished, right?
Yeah, I guess I could show that off.
74 or Armani, actually, I think it is whatever.
Not. It's done enough to show off.
Yeah.
Just I've always just to kind of go back. This is something I was working on in the trunk system I did for the Impala, and I always have guys asking for lights they can change color with a remote. And those of you guys saw the trunk system, I already had this, but I just incorporated into a smaller system now. So I'm trying to get it into all of my systems because it's easier for me to install. It's not that much more expensive, and the customers will think it's cool. But I've got these lights in here now, so they've got all these different modes. You know, you can do a white chasing thing, um, the rainbow. I'm trying to think what else it has. Just solids of different colors. Um, does let's see, there's a couple different ones it does. White chasing, rainbow chasing, a slower one. Anyways, it does a lot of different modes. Um, yeah, just something I've finally got incorporated in, and I'm very excited about because it's just another cool feature that people like. So they've been asking for.
Yeah,
Um,
it's nice.
yeah,
What up, Tommy and Stacy?
it looks nice. It's relatively easier to install because before I used to just push every 3 mil LED in and I have to wire them all together, and then I'd have to do a voltage regulator. And with this, it's just 3 wires for each strip. So this one has 2 strips, so 6 wires to the controller, and then I don't need a voltage regulator because it runs in the 5 volt range, which I already have one of those regulators in there for something else. So it
Okay.
just simplifies everything and makes it cleaner, and then with more functionality. So it's kind of a win-win-win, and they're
Yeah.
relatively inexpensive. So yeah, just eventually I want to have them in all my speakers. It just takes time. So
Yeah.
and then yeah, so that's it. I have another project I showed Nick earlier, but I don't want to show that off yet because it's not close enough to being done. But building just to give a heads up, I'm building a scale amplifier, so it's going to look like a real. It's going to look like an actual full scale amplifier you'd put like back in the 90s when we were doing subs and stuff. But
Well,
it'll.
and you'd done that before, right? Just no one had interest in it back when you did it.
Yeah, I did it with before. I actually did it on a couple different builds, and made scale looking amps. I had one where a guy wanted me to do a scale version of his like DJ setup. So it had I 3D printed and printed out little labels and did like his little mixer board, and it had the amplifier and everything built into the mixer board to make it look scale. So I've done stuff like that, and I thought people would be into it, and they're kind of like meh. But now seems like there's a lot of interest around it, so I'm taking my original designs, refining them a bit, so it'll have it'll be way more scale, and it'll look like a real amp shrunk down and actually function. So probably doing
Yeah,
it
it's
two.
sick. I've seen a teaser of it. It's super dope.
Yeah, it'll be 2 channel, it'll be 4 channel, it'll be 2 versions of it. And on both of them, probably, I'm not sure yet. It'll actually have an adjustable low pass filter too. So if you want to just power subs with low bass, you'll be able to adjust the amp down for just low pass. But then if you want to
Yeah.
run full range speakers, you can turn it back up and then get full range to them. So it'll be an adjustable amp too. So
Okay.
itty bitty little potentiometer on it you could turn to adjust it. So
That's sick that you'll be able to adjust the frequency.
yeah, and then if I really get froggy with it, I'm gonna put LEDs in it too. So the center of it will be a clear strip and be LED lit.
Okay.
And this is gonna be a scale amp. So I mean it's gonna be, scale 1/10 scale. So
Right.
this part, I mean there'll be a couple of things that won't be quite scale, but for the most part it'll be scale. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be super sick. Any guesstimate on when you'll have it done or done enough to show off?
By next show.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I'm literally like the wiring's done. I just gotta well, no, I gotta wait on this brass nuts. That's
Uh,
that's what's holding me back right now is the breast nuts. I need 2 more breast nuts, but
yeah.
uh, I am working on it actively. So
Okay.
I probably I'm working on dimensions right now just so that it looks right and everything fits in there right, and then deciding if I'm going to do the LEDs, if I'm going to tackle that or not, because it's a
Okay.
lot to put 2 LEDs in there. It seems simple, but it's actually a lot of work
Right.
because of voltage differences. So a lot of people, it's with these when I do these things, I have lights in them and everything. There's a lot of my systems, especially now, there's 3 different components that need 3 different voltages. So the amplifier is 12 volts, the Bluetooth receiver is 5, and then the LEDs are 3 or 2 volts. So to do, like if you're running a 3S LiPo, the amp takes it straight in, but the Bluetooth module and the LEDs both need voltage regulators. So when I get down to this size, when it's this small,
Hmm.
add another voltage regulator is a big deal. It's a pain in the ass because
Yeah.
you're so small. But the other way around it is you can get LEDs that have built-in resistors, so you don't need it. Um, but it's just not something I keep in, and then they're not always super reliable. So I have to decide if I want to dabble in that or not. That's really all it comes down to. So, and I think it would look cool. I think it just adds that extra little element of cool when the lamp will light up down the middle. Like that's just that little extra something something that looks cool. So,
Right. More cool
yeah,
features.
yeah. I mean, it's just more cool features. The prettier and shinier it is, the more impulsive people are to wanting to buy it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Give me the
So
gadgets. Well, I
yeah,
just bottom tapped the 2 outer holes with 832, and now I got to tap all these fucking holes with 440.
that's the
Yeah, that
passion.
thing's gonna
Right.
be sick. How much power does it put out?
Uh,
Enough for the speakers, eh?
of course you asked me that. I forgot. I I don't want to say it and be wrong, so let me look.
Right.
I have got so many apps I'm playing with right now, and I can't remember off the top of my head. 2 times 15 watt.
Okay.
So 15 watts per channel. And on a lot, 90 90% of the speakers I play with like that wattage range.
Okay.
So
So it should be a perfect match for your shit. You shouldn't have to worry about underpowering, overpowering. Really
well,
should be
it's
spot on.
not it's really not any the electronics I'm using in this are not any different than I've been using forever. I
Okay.
mean, same shit I've been using. I'm just putting it into a cute little package. It looks like a real amp. And then
Mhm.
the innovative part is that I haven't been playing with is the low pass filter. That's the new piece of the puzzle. So
Right. Yeah, that's gonna be super cool that it'll have an adjustable low pass.
yeah. I've been neglecting doing it because of the complexity of it was so big. I couldn't fit it in anything. So I just
Yeah.
left it alone because I've made low pass filters before, but the size was so big on them. It's just like, fuck, I can't fit this in anything. It's just too big.
Right.
Well, last night I kept tinkering and tinkering and tinkering and removing pieces. And I'm like, okay, do I really need this extra capacitor? Do I really need this extra resistor?
Hmm.
Or can I replace this resistor with a potentiometer so I can fuck with it? And
Yeah.
I've got a lot of that shit laying around. So last night I finally came up with a really stripped down, simple low pass filter that sounds good, that's adjustable, that's small. And
Yeah.
that was the ticket. So
Experimentation. You definitely want to tap this shit. You can see
oh
this
wow.
tight. There's a lot of material coming out. Like that whole channel on the tap is full,
Yeah,
both sides.
yeah, that one
So
needed
definitely tap this shit if you ever build one of these. That's what she
it.
said. Uh,
Anyway, but yeah, I'll show it off when it's done. Give it some proper attention.
right.
Oh, and then any of the other projects, I guess I can do a project recap. The crane truck, I've got people just driving me batty on YouTube on the crane truck. All of a sudden, there's people looking at it and wanting to know when I'm going to finish it. And it's up there. It's right
Yep,
there.
I
You can
see
see the
it.
corner of it. I'm just hung up on it. I still just haven't figured out how to get the legs to retract in and out. I've
Okay.
got two of them actually. I rephrase that. I've got the front ones, but the back ones, I'm because they're right in the corner and they have to turn 90 degrees.
Stop.
Yeah, it's a pain. So
Yeah.
there's not a lot of room in there. So I kind of set it aside for now, but I do want to get back to it. The trailer, I talked to you about that. The actuators are acting up, but I think I know what's wrong with that.
Yep.
Otherwise, I just have to I got some wood for the bed. I got to take some wood down to my classroom and laser cut the wood for the top. And
Okay.
then do some more 3D printing to finish it up. And then the lights and all, really go all the way with it.
Right.
Uh, the big wheels are sitting there. I've got more stuff to laser cut for the big wheel. Your three-wheeler I was working on recently and trying to get it done. I'm actually
Yeah.
trying to get the your rigs done and shipped out to you. That's what I'm working
Yeah,
on.
I got a big ass box of shit I'm gonna have to ship to you too.
So your three-wheeler, I'm trying to get that wrapped up, and then your Borderlands buggy, I just need to just do a couple little touch-up things. The only thing with that is you're gonna have to wire up and program it because I don't have a receiver for you. But
Right, that's not a big
I
deal.
can, yeah, I can walk you through all that, just what the channels do and which ones. So
I can handle hooking the receiver up.
yeah, so otherwise it's ready to rock. So pretty much ready to rock. I think I don't think I had anything. Yeah, nothing big on that one, just little things. So yeah, I want to get those done and shipped out to you, and then
Yeah, I got a box of tires, a 10T, and I feel like something else probably that I gotta ship to you yet.
I feel like there's something else too, but I don't know what. 10T tires.
Maybe that's it.
I got the clear. I ordered the clears.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, I think that's all.
Quiet in the chat tonight. All right, well, I guess we can start yammering on about the Traxxas Sand Car.
Sandrail.
Uh, it definitely looks cool.
It
The
does.
whip LED antenna deals, they're whip lights, like most sand rails nowadays have.
Mhm.
And the real one, it is a scale of the Funko or whatever, the badass like 150K sand rails you can buy.
Yeah.
Uh, but they are color matched to the body, from
Mhm.
what I read. So it
Uh,
doesn't appear you can change the color. So like if you want to have contrasting colors, it doesn't say anywhere that you can do that, but I haven't got my hands on one yet, so I don't know. But they are functional and light up. They look pretty bright. I think it said
well,
they're
it'd be, it'd be really easy for me to make some cool whip lights with my new LEDs.
right. Um, it is what 32 inches long with like a 23.4-inch wheelbase.
It's big.
Trying to
It's
remember this off the
yeah,
top of my head, but it's like 21.7 inches wide or something.
yeah.
So it's a little longer than an X Max and a little wider than an X Max. So even though they said it was 1/7 scale, and one thing I read from them, I noticed that it doesn't say that on the website now. So maybe they changed that. Because really, it's not 1/7 scale. It's that big. Those sand rails are big, so maybe in proper scale it is. I don't know. I've never measured one. Um, what else? It's got its own. It does come with steel CVDs. Thank God. I would hope so for 1,300 fucking dollars. Um, it's got what else? Detailed plastic interior. It's got the detailed replica of a scale Funko engine they put in shit with the Whipple supercharger and all that on it. But that's
It's
all
got
plastic.
it's got functioning front disc brakes, which at first I was like, that's kind of cool, but then I'm like, it's a fucking sandrail.
Yeah.
Front brakes don't do shit on a
Well,
sandrail.
even though front disc brakes, both hydraulic and cable driven, if you guys aren't familiar with like European on-road fifth scales, they've been around for decades, like
Yeah.
fucking decades. So it's nothing new. But Traxxas likes to sue everybody over everything, and
Mhm.
it's very similar to the Promoto setup, like fairly identical.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious if Horizon, aka Low C, is gonna go after him on that.
It'd be
Now,
nice to
whether they
see
could
them get
win
a
that
taste.
or not, I don't know. But
It'd be nice to see them get a taste of their own medicine for once.
Yeah, that was the cool thing about the Mud Boss that's now called the Modified. They just ripped off a little company that was custom building bodies like that and called it the Mud Boss. They even stole the name. And they got in trouble, and now it's the Modified. So I was like, turnabout's fair play. It's good to see Karma returning.
Yeah.
Because they really are so litigious, it's out of control.
Oh, they're rough
Um,
about it.
so what else? It's got kind of an overly complicated, Chris and I were talking about before the show, transmission for a two-wheel
Yeah,
drive.
one, two, three,
There's
four,
5 or 6
5, 6,
gears, 7 gears.
Yeah.
Okay, it could have easily been designed as a 3 gear or maybe even a 4 gear if they needed it for the way the motor mounts and room and
Yeah.
stuff.
They got a pinion gear to a spur that has that cush drive.
Yep.
Then it goes to a bevel to change, 90 degrees.
Hmm.
And then you have a 3-gear trans and a diff.
Yeah.
So it's like pinion, spur, your reamed and pinion for
Yeah.
bevel, and then a 3-gear stacked 3-gear with a diff. So it's I don't
They did make it mod 1.5 gears, so they should
yeah,
be pretty fucking stout.
yeah.
But they're probably going to be the typical pot metal. So will the mod 1.5 upgrade be strong enough in that metal to not see issues like Rebos and so many things have had in the past? I don't know. Probably so as beefy
What
as
I'm what it reminds me of is how the X Max blows out that bevel gear set in the back all the time.
all the time.
This like same I see the same like the way it's designed reminds me of the X Max, and I bet you that's going to be the weak spot. Those bevel gears are going to blow.
Well, it confused me because they called it Pro Scale, which is what they were doing with the UDR, right? And just by looks of the few pictures I looked at before I did real digging, I was like, oh, so it's just a two-wheel drive UDR. But now when you read on the page, it's an X chassis, I guess they're calling. So XRT, X Max. It's not the same, but it's similar. Don't fuck off.
Yeah,
So it's not like a UDR. It's more similar to an X Max or an XRT, but it's not just like them.
yeah,
Uh, it's supposed to do 55 plus. It looks pretty fast and powerful in the videos I saw, but not exactly super impressive. Everything, like everything except for I am impressed they put metal CVDs in it, but like everything is plastic as
yeah.
usual.
Well,
Uh,
like the chrome plated plastic arms, that cracks me up.
that's gonna come off so quickly running in
Oh
sand,
my
getting
god.
sand blasted all day.
Well, and it's just like you
Because
they're
wheels are kind of protected from that stuff, you know. So chrome
track the
wheels will be
Traxxas is going to have a handful on this because Traxxas is like synonymous with waterproof RC cars.
yeah.
There's going to be people that buy this and go run it through the fucking salt water.
Oh God, yeah.
And they're
In
gonna
Florida,
fuck.
they'll be on the beaches. Anyone that buys them, they'll be ripping
They're
on the beach.
they're gonna just get rusted to fuck. And people are gonna buy this, come back the next day and be like, it's all rusted and froze up. And you're like, yeah, sure it is.
It's
So
waterproof, not salt proof.
yeah, and that's the thing. And Traxxas needs to fucking say something about that because otherwise it's gonna be a shit show. So,
Yeah, we shall see what happens.
but people are gonna want them. There's gonna be a bunch of fanboys out
Well,
there.
I'm like this now. This kind of gets to where it depends on where you're located, of course, right?
For
So if
sure.
you're in Michigan by Silver Lake Dunes,
Yeah.
if you live on a beach, if you're by Glamis, if you're in the desert,
Glamis, Pismo, Sand Lake,
they're going to be a lot hotter.
yeah,
But
they're gonna be huge over in those areas.
like it comes back to like on the East Coast, the Super Rock race when they
Mhm.
did the ray platforms, low C
Yeah.
did really well. East
Mhm.
Coast, everyone Super Rock race, almost no one wanted Bajas,
Yeah.
um, which makes sense for the terrain, right?
Yeah.
And then on the West Coast, the Baja Rays were hot because
Mhm.
they've got the terrain for a Baja Ray and they have all those real trucks out there. We have real rock racers and bouncers and shit out here on the East, so that's why we like that. So I imagine it probably will be fairly successful in the desert for people who live by dunes, things like that. But I
Yeah.
really see it as a pretty limited market. And I don't even know if I want to order one for the shop because it's like, is this actually
They're gonna be
well?
big on the West Coast. They'll be huge over here. There's
Yeah.
gonna be chomping at the bit for them. It's just no one's ever done like a dedicated sand rail looking RC. So I mean, just that alone, people, we know better because we know what we're looking at. But
Yeah.
Traxxas has such a strong name that all these guys are gonna be like, Oh, it's a Traxxas. Oh, it looks cool.
Yeah, that's true. We are talking about the Traxxas consumer here, so
Yeah, they're the iPhone consumers of the RC world. So I mean, it is what it is.
yeah,
We know better. We know you can go buy a low C DBXLE and get a way better car for less money. But we know
yeah.
that. We've been in the industry. We know.
Loads
So
of metal parts, four-wheel
yeah,
drive, as
yeah,
much or more power, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, because you can buy a brand new DBXLE
Hmm.
and a set of rear paddle tires for the same price as you can buy a sand car.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, like, personally, I don't see anything that really justifies the cost. Now, we don't know what they're paying for licensing. For all we fucking know, Funko's making them pay $200 a car to produce this, and that's where a lot of the
Probably
cost comes from. I
true.
wouldn't expect it to be that bad. I would expect it to be a smaller percentage, of the total cost. But who knows? Licensing agreements can vary all over the
Yeah,
place.
I mean, yeah.
Um,
The hard part to justify it. It's big. It's got some cool features. The hard part is what you're paying for a two-wheel drive. That's where it's hard to swallow. If it was like,
two-wheel
because
drive and plastic, like it's
right, yeah,
98% plastic.
yeah. Well, I mean, you look at a Baja or a Losi 5B.
Yeah.
The CDs are metal, but the rest of it, besides the main chassis being aluminum,
You've
the
got
rest of
big, heavy-duty aluminum shocks, a heavy aluminum chassis,
are these not
aluminum
aluminum shocks?
races.
Have we looked at
I
that? I
couldn't
don't
really
know.
tell. Um, Maybe I missed that part reading through because I actually did the research tonight for a little bit. Curious about it, but it kind of made it sound like there's to like simulate aluminum.
they're aluminum bodied shocks.
Okay, so at least the shocks are aluminum. That's
They're
good.
aluminum bodied.
I
It's
love
got all
those.
metal turnbuckles. So your turnbuckle adjustment. No, it doesn't even have turnbuckles. Never mind.
Yeah.
But I can't see if the steering links are metal or not.
You can get, they are stainless rotors on the
Okay.
brake. So they aren't plastic, they're actual stainless.
Yeah.
Uh,
The steering links look like they're metal. So
the bell crank is all plastic, not
because
surprising, but like
really
all
what
plastic.
what really the comparison we need to be looking at is a 5B because it's a low C 5B.
What, the race buggy?
An electric 5B, or not low C, HPI, sorry,
Oh,
HPI.
Baja, yeah.
Yeah, it's an HPI Baja. I mean, that's really what you're comparing it with. That's
Yeah,
what
it's going to be similar in size, maybe a little, probably a little smaller,
it
but
looks about the same size as a Baja. So
yeah,
what you got over the Baja is you got front disc brakes. The Baja doesn't have that. You've got
it doesn't come with it. It is an option.
what's that?
You can buy disc brake setups
Oh
for
yeah, you can
Baja
buy them.
still,
Yeah.
but yeah, it doesn't come
Oh,
with it.
but
That's an
it
aftermarket
comes
add-on.
electric. It's got a little more scale detail than a Baja. You
Yeah,
know,
it is pretty damn scale. That was cool.
um,
Like it definitely looks the part.
yeah. So you got the whips. You can buy those for a Baja, but this comes with them. Um, I don't remember what an electric Baja would run when they were stock. I don't remember how fast they were.
I never got one to full tilt. I never drove one because
Yeah,
when the conversions for the Castle motors first came out 13, 14 years ago for them,
yeah,
probably now. I did one for a customer at the shop I used to work at before I started mine, and I
yeah,
loved Bajas with the gas power
yeah,
because it hooked up just right, the way everything worked. Man, they were just tons of
yeah,
fun to drive. You could slide it, but you could control it. I did this fucking electric conversion, ruined
yeah,
the whole goddamn car
yeah.
because you just touched the throttle and it was whipping donuts and shit, and it was just out of control because it was too much power too quick for a two-wheel drive platform. Uh,
Right.
I don't think this will have that issue. I don't think it's got that kind of power like the system I put in that. Um, but it is 8S capable. It's going to have the same system, I believe, as the X Max and all of that stuff. So uh,
What is the
we'll see.
flux? Yeah, I'm looking at the flux right now.
Yep.
So
How much is it nowadays? 1,200 bucks or something?
that's what I'm trying to find. I know HPI got really aggressive with their pricing on it because of all the clones.
Uh-huh.
So, but I can't remember. 166,324.
Well, and HBI has been struggling for many years, so they
Yeah.
want the sales and to get the
Okay.
numbers back
So
up. Plus the Baja's old. It's what, 15, 20. It's over 15 years old. It's probably almost 20 years old or more now.
So you have to buy the kit. It doesn't come with electronics.
Oh, they don't do an RTR flux anymore?
No, so an HPI Baja 5B Flux kit is $750.
So you're gonna be, by the time you put a receiver and servo and motor and ESC in it, you're gonna be 1,200, 1,300 bucks.
You're good. So it's really comparably priced.
No.
Now, would you have a better motor and servos?
Without a servo, without a doubt, because Traxxas
I know.
Sand Car would be worse.
So that Valenian system versus like a Castle,
That
I would
VXL 8S system seems to be pretty reliable so far.
when they stopped catching on fire originally.
Yeah, they usually have to go through that growing pain.
But I would take a Castle system over a Traxxas all day long. So
Yeah, because you can tune it and do all kinds of shit with it.
yeah, it's a Castle system. I mean, come
Right.
on. So censored, where the Valenian's not censored. So I don't know. Like if you compare it apples to apples with a Baja 5B, I think performance wise, you're going to get more for your money with the Baja out of an older chassis.
Well, I don't know, because like I said, if you go crazy with the electric, now with the Castle, you could tune in your ramps for brakes and acceleration, all that. Once you got that dialed, you could probably make it fun. But like, I know for a fact, throwing a Castle straight out of the box into it, fucking garbage. It's just zoo, 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 zoo. But yeah, once you tune the Castle, it would probably work a lot better. I never thought about that. I just got turned off on it and got my Baja 5T, the truck, the short course two-wheel drive truck, and run it as gas because it's great as gas. It pisses everyone off because it sounds like a fucking 125cc two-stroke dirt bike running around. It's amazing how loud those little engines are. But so be it.
Hey, I know you're sour on this, but did you get rid of all those red cat COEs are all gone? You got rid of
No, I
them?
still have one, of course.
I want to get one. I might pick one up off you if you want to get rid of it.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to you about that later.
I've still got the trailer too if you want
Eh,
it. Not as enticing.
not really.
I can't blame you.
But
It would be
yeah,
cool to be able to slam the truck and the trailer together and just pull up and drop them all. Boom. But
with my trailer.
yeah, well, yours is going to be way too small for the giant ass Red Cat cab over. The thing is fucking huge.
To pull my trailer behind it.
Yeah.
But I do want to get my hands on one. I knew you sound like you were trying to get rid of them. So
Yeah, it's been sitting on the shelf for like 9, 10 months. It's like, okay, these are expensive and everyone wanted them and now no one wants them.
yeah.
But I've seen that happen a lot with Red Cat platforms. When I sold the first couple, I should have just not reordered them.
Yeah.
But people still love them, it seems like, and they're still out there. I see them. It's just no one's, at least in Orlando, is buying them anymore.
Yeah, and I'm debating whether because I really want a DBXLE bad. I've wanted one for a long time.
Yeah.
When I got my Arma bit scale, it was between it and the DBXL, and I went with the Arma. But I still want a DBXL before they're gone. But
Okay. Yeah, because it looks like they might be on the outs, but that platform is 15 years old now too, or more than that probably.
So I'm eyeballing that. So my idea, I was contemplating getting rid of one of my Losi buggies, but I really don't want it. My Mini Coopers.
Oh yeah, one of the two. Yeah, because you do have two, you poor bastard.
I was contemplating getting rid of like trading or getting rid of one of those to get my DBXLE, but
Yeah.
I got rid of that once and I regretted it ever since, and then got it back, thankfully. Now I got two, and I'm like, I don't want it. I really shouldn't. I'll regret it if I get rid of one. So
Right, you already did it once, so you know what happens.
exactly. So I just got to save my pennies for that DBXLE. I want one bad.
I have a used first gen one with the blue, black, yellow, and white body
Really?
that we put a motor in and did a few other things to for a customer, and he abandoned it. We called him for months, and it kept being, yeah, I'll be there to get it soon, or I've got this going on, give me a couple weeks. And so I got like 500 bucks into it with parts and labor. But it would probably be a bitch and cost to ship. I don't know. Pirate ship hooks the price up pretty good, but that one would be the weight because it's going to be like 40 plus pounds in a box probably.
We'll have to talk about that soon too. Then
Hmm.
it's all yeah. That's yes. Is it a stock motor or do you put something else in it?
It's actually, since it's the first gen, it had the Dynamite shit. Now it has, I think, the Dynamite ESC and a Spectrum motor.
Okay. Okay.
It's got the current Spectrum motor they're putting in it, so the latest one,
Okay. Hmm.
and it works fine.
Yeah.
I drove it around the other day, hooked it up to 8S, loads of power, everything works great. It's got the
Great.
radio, all of it. It's RTR without batteries.
Oh, dude.
I
Well,
mean, it's used. It's got scratches on the bottom of the chassis. It's got Proline Menace or whatever they are, street tires and shit on it. But for less than half price, with a brand new motor, the most expensive part on it, kind of
yeah.
hard to beat.
Yeah, it's really hard to beat.
Kind of surprised it's been sitting there. I've had it on the shelf in the shop for 1 or 2 weeks now. It's still there. I kind of figured it'd be gone in 2 or 3 days, but
Well, yeah, if you think about it and get some time, figure out what it might be to ship it. I can't imagine it's over $100 to ship it.
if I use Pirate Ship, probably not.
Yeah.
If I didn't use Pirate Ship, I could see it being 150, $200. But with Pirate Ship, I can probably get a deal.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've run into a snafu where install the 10-4 shock tower using your stock 4 screws. Well, I don't remember what the stock 4 screw size is. And I don't have this manual out, not the associated one. So at this point in time, like I said, may happen. We may just be doing reaming and tapping tonight.
Ream drill and tapping.
Right? Ream, drill, tap, repeat.
Uh,
So I'll get to the front. There's a lot going on the rear. Takes forever. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look like we have many people in here tonight. What do you guys think about the new Traxxas Sand Car, Tommy and Stacy? Because you guys are the only ones commenting so far. You interested? You know anyone else that wants it? Or is it a no from you dogs?
I think they're gonna sell. I think they're gonna sell.
See, you're different. I think they're gonna fail.
I think they'll
But
be
I've been wrong before. I'm right on the shit like 98%
Tommy.
of the time, but when I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Tommy,
Traxxas junk. Okay.
I predict what's gonna happen is you're gonna sell a bunch of them, then they're not gonna sell anymore.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a large group of guys really hot and heavy for them, and then they're gonna bleh.
Yeah.
And
A
then
lot
they'll
of
have,
these specialized ones do.
and then all the hobby shops near dunes are gonna sell them for a
Yeah.
while. It'll
Oh
be
yeah, they'll be hot near dunes and beaches and shit for a long time.
any hobby shop near the dunes, it's gonna be a staple of their shop. It'll be there
Yep.
for a while. So, yeah.
Like UDRs, I got one. Sold it, I think, the first week or two after it came out, because it was brand new. I got it right away.
Yeah.
And then I had another one that sat on the shelf for like, I don't know, a year.
Mhm.
And then I was like, well, I know people want these, just no one wants to buy them. So at an event I sponsored, I'm like, you want a UDR to give away? Fuck yeah. And I was like, beautiful. It's yours. Because those things were like $960 or something when they were new back then.
Yeah, they were expensive when they
And
came
money
out.
had some more value than it does back then. It was going to shit, but not as worthless as it is now.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I suppose I think I'm gonna get one as a first release anyways. The early edition or whatever the fuck it is, because they always just automatically send me one, whether I order it or not. So I guess I'll get that one, and hopefully it sells in a couple weeks, and then I probably won't order one until I have at least like 4 or 5 people come in and go, "Hey, you got a sand car?" Because maybe if there's 5 people, there's a chance one of them might actually buy it, even though they're
Actually buy it. Yeah.
half the time they just want to look at it.
Yep. RC10 talk, whoever that is. He's asking.
Oh, that's Jason. What's up, buddy?
4 screws on the tower. That's what he's asking.
Yeah, 4 screws. Yeah, Jason would know. He's building these things every day. Yeah, these 4 screws on the shock tower that hold it to the bulkhead.
They gotta be a 440 by something.
Yeah, it's 440 by something. I'm guessing 8, maybe 10.
8 what?
Well, yeah, that's right. I'm mixing up my metric and shit. That converted to
Three
probably
sixteenths, 5/16,
probably
5/16,
3/8.
3/8.
Yeah, maybe a quarter. Jason will know. He'll chime in a moment.
I got
But
my
yeah,
RC
Stacey thinks it's gonna fail too. We shall see. I don't know.
my RC10 manual's right behind me. You want me to grab it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, we kind of got one that just joined in the chat. Like Jason
Oh,
essentially is an RC10 manual.
it's literally right here. I got it in my hand now.
Perfect.
Oh, boy. Okay, so shock tower,
To the bulkhead.
rear shock tower to the bulkhead.
Yes, sir.
Those are 440 by 3/8.
Damn, I was right on with my
Well,
first.
wait. The
3/8 or a quarter, I'm guessing.
the top two are 440 by 3/8. The bottom two are 440 by 5/16.
Oh, they're two different lengths. See, that's
Yep.
why I didn't want to do shit without the manual. Now I
Yep.
got to tap out while I've got it out. I'll get back to the rear, but it told me to cut the sprue on the front gearbox here. And I got to tap these up to 832. So we'll get that done real quick like, and then go back to assembling the rear bulkhead. This one, this particular hole wasn't too bad. I didn't get a whole lot out of it. There's a
One,
little variance since the 3D printed, but definitely you want to tap these things.
that
And
one was a bit
I'm gonna
loose.
need you. You got that manual handy still, right? Because I'm gonna need you to repeat what it was in a minute here.
Right in front of me, brother.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, these ones tapped real easy. Although I'm probably supposed to tap all the screw holes in the tranny too. Let's see if it mentions that anywhere. If
Gotta tap the
I
tranny.
have to, I'm gonna do it right now.
Gotta tap the tranny.
Yep. That's something I would hope to God never happens in real life.
It's all about context.
Okay, doesn't say anything about tapping the tranny holes besides the mounts. Good. I don't want to tap any tranny holes. That's a cold day in hell right there.
Oh.
Okay. Back to the shock tower. So what are the top two?
The top two are 3/8.
Perfect. The first bag, and on the top of 8 gajillion parts or hardware bags.
Per the manual, the bottom two are 5/16.
Okay. Because this is what the manual for the clear?
Yeah,
Yeah, that should be the same or good enough then.
right. I can't imagine they changed it too much.
I can't imagine either. You never know. Associate's been doing some weird things, but
That was the whole point, was to make it original. So
yeah, just clear. Too bad you didn't have a tap for your bulkhead when you were building it. But you got it fixed though, right?
it wasn't it was the side ones. It was the side
Yeah,
ones.
the side bulkhead mounts.
I have a 440 tap. I've got a bunch of them.
Right.
Was being arrogant. I don't need a tap. I'll be
Pepperidge
fine.
Farm remembers.
Fuck me, that one. Those ones were tight.
That sucked, yeah.
Is that a re manual? That's what he's asking.
It's a re clear
Clear.
RC10cc manual, Jason. Oh, I don't see. Why is it lagging? I've got stupid top messages on. I set it to live chat. I don't want fucking top messages.
Fail.
But I don't think I can change it or I don't know how. Chat filter. Found it. All messages. Oh, Jesus, I've been missing a ton of shit, I think.
Jason's gonna school
Okay.
us here about this. I got the feeling.
Oh, this is the wrong button.
Oh.
I need this dirty case, not the other dirty case. There we go.
The one the lizard was in.
No, that was in the pliers case.
Oh, he
Like
says use
lizard.
two different. So he said. So yeah, I think he's saying is the original uses 3/8 all the way around. In the they use a 5/16 on the bottom.
Okay, I'm going with OG.
So 3/8 all the way around.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Jason. I wonder why they changed it. That is weird.
Maybe the new mail. Maybe they changed the bulkhead and it's a little thicker. I don't know. Or actually 5/16. Actually small. No, it's yeah, smaller actually on the
Yeah,
bottom.
5/16 is smaller than
Yeah.
3/8
So why?
by
Okay.
1/16.
Yeah.
Well, they thread in nicely now that they're all tapped, so that's a bonus.
Hmm.
It's funny how everything works so well when you do it properly.
Right.
I'm kind of glad it gave me an excuse to buy complete taps.
Yeah, 5/16 in the side of the bulkhead. I know. It
Nice
really
dig,
did.
Jason. You got one in too.
It really didn't need those longer ones. I know it
As
too.
as I recall, he mentioned that on that video too.
I think yeah, he did after I did it. He did.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, it should have been 5/16. Whoops.
For the manual though, so
They
it's
fucked
actually
up in the manual.
in the manual, it does call
Or
there
3/8 or quarters, I think, in the manual.
5/8. 5/8.
Ooh,
Yeah, big old
way
fuckers.
too long.
Yeah, it does not need to be that long.
I
That's what she
can't
said.
confirm.
I can confirm it did not need to be that long. She could not take it all.
Oh, that's funny. How did you fix that? I can't remember how you got them out.
A Dremel and a lot of patience.
The nightmare route I figured you were gonna have to take,
Well,
but
I cut a slot in it, and then I had to heat it with the soldering iron, and then back it out ever so gently.
oh geez.
But I got him.
Oh geez.
Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez.
Well, this is Marty. Oh geez.
Ah, jeez.
All right, back to where I was now. There we go. Now what's gonna be fun is when I'm digging for ball studs and shit through here.
Oh, you poor thing.
Where's the size I need?
You get to build a 10-4 and you're bitching about it. Shut up. What's next? Tell me. I'll tell you.
I don't know. I'm reading. Saw the ball joints from your car into the relocated holes on the 10-4 bulkhead.
Because I need to
You
tell you the
check.
wrong size so Jason can correct us each time. So.
Note these holes were used on the 94 World's car only. That is
Whoa.
why new rear turnbuckles are used. If you have an
I'm
original
out.
World's
I
car,
don't have
your
that
stock
manual.
lengths will be fine. I've got that one in a box in the garage.
Jason.
Now, I wonder what length ball studs I need. I'm
Why
gonna
would they
assume
not tell you? Why would they say that? It's this really rare screw only used in this car, but we're not going to tell you the size.
because it's Jeff. This is like the small production Factory Works kit for guys that probably have worlds laying around.
Like, it's like, what, dude? Just tell them the size, man.
Oh man, do I not have ball studs in here? Am I missing them? Oh,
Uh-oh. Well, lost your
they
balls.
are still installed in the links. Okay. Fuck all that noise. Dump it out.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's a bunch of parts in here too. That's right. Okay, yeah, see, they're all still in. But it's all modern stuff. But that's all right. It'll work and actually be better, probably.
Hmm.
The hell is this? Looks like a B44 front diff.
It's too big. That looks too big. What is that?
I think it's a B44 front
Let me
diff.
see the bottom of it. Let me see the bottom bolt pattern. Oh,
I think it's B44.
maybe.
Jason will chime in and know.
I do know B44s. That's like I love that chassis.
Ah, Jason says the screws won't
Yeah.
protrude. He's right. Yep. He nailed it. I don't
They're
know if I can
perfect.
show you. But yeah,
They're
you can
perfect.
kind of see the screw sticks out on the bottom versus it's
Yeah.
not quite flush on the top. So they actually got the tops short. Should have been 9/6 or a quarter, right? Or no, 9/16, whatever. And the bottoms, yeah, need to be shorter. Way to screw it up in 1984 Associated. Although it was much simpler to just make them all the same four screw.
Right.
So now I got to figure
They
out
they kind of won a couple of championships, so I think they got it right.
one or two. One or two. I got to figure out which link Oh, but wait, are these metric or are these B4 true B4s before it was 4.2 or whatever, and they went metric?
Yeah.
Nope, they're standards, so it's B4.
Yay!
Hooray!
That's a car I'd like to get a hands on again. I love B44s.
I've never driven a B44.
Oh, I
Actually,
love
I think that's one of like the 3 or 4 they've made I don't own. I've got 441 and 2
really.
in the box, but I
I've
don't.
had like three different ones over the years.
Yeah, I need to
I
start doing box
if
whenever
they would
pops
have
up.
if they would have done a B44 clear, I would have bought it. I would have bought two of them. I love that chassis. I don't know what it is. I just
Yeah, it
love
does and everything. All right, so Jason, since you're here, what length ball studs do I put in there? Because I don't have. What's it say in the clear manual?
.20s.
Because I'll fucking. Well, it shouldn't be metric. Yeah, okay. The fuck does 0.20 divide into in fractions? 2/10. So, but that's not how that works. 0.20. That can't be the right length. 0.20 is nothing.
It's got
I'm
to be the
talking
size
length
of the
of
ball.
shaft.
It doesn't tell you.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
They do suspiciously all look the same length, but I'm sure that, yeah, since it's B4, they're shorter and longer.
Looking at
I'll just
the,
make it up as I go along.
they don't list it in the hardware, so I
Way
don't.
too long.
Every ball stud so far I've looked in here says .20.
Too long, but not as too long.
In the RC10 manual, they're all .20. So it says.
Okay.
I don't see a different one yet. Let me get to the shocks. So I haven't been to the, well, shocks don't have ball studs. That's right. Threaded shocks. They screw on. Pop,
I've
pop.
got some that are only going to protrude mildly.
So Jason says .20 is the shorter ones. So if you got two different sizes,
Okay.
the
I've
shorter.
got 2 different sizes, so that's what I'll go with. And they're
They
probably
show it
not original length anyways to like an RC10 kit, but they'll work.
yeah.
Okay, so I need the middle hole, right? Yes.
Make sure you get the right hole.
Yep. This one has a middle hole, so it's one of those rare women with 2 vaginas.
It's like the chick from Total Recall with three titties. Well, I have two, and you can have three. Like you can motorboat that and suck one at the same time. I mean, come on.
Oh, thank God we make this show 18 and up. I remember my daughter once asked, "Oh yeah, that's right. You do the show. I should watch it." I'm like, "You can't." Like,
No.
what? I'm like, "It's for 18 and up only." She's like, "So kids can't watch it?" I'm like, "No, it's not a kids show. This is like a more adult-oriented late night show. You can watch it when you're like 16, 18. You don't need to watch it at your age now.
Oh,
We'll keep some of your innocence, kiddo."
yeah, I gotta keep a little for a little bit.
Yeah. She's
Uh,
already fucking going on 30, so gotta slow her down a little.
oh.
Don't want to do turnbuckles right now. Good, he's not making me. Okay, now it's a shaft and bearings. Where are those?
There's two parts of every RC car build that if you've built a lot of kits, you grope about. The shocks and the turnbuckles.
Yep.
It's like
Turnbuckles suck dick.
that's the two parts where you're just like, fuck, I just don't want to do that right now.
Yep.
It's always the shocks and the turnbuckles, man. It's like, fuck.
Hmm. I feel like I'm missing a bag of something here. Where is it? That's idler gears. There's the transmission.
There's your bag of nugs.
Yeah, it's over there.
What
Uh, what the fuck?
are you looking for?
The shaft with bearings, or do I? Well, let me make sure. Maybe I'm supposed to be using a different shaft, but it looks like one that should have come with it. Oh, I got to ream or drill the hole for the idler shaft too. Ream or drill the hole for the idler shaft. Be gentle and don't go all the way through. presses in from the right side toward the left. C pick. Gently push the idler shaft through, installing the bearings as you go. But yeah, it looks like the shaft and bearings, unless it's a stock idler shaft that I'm supposed to have and put in,
I bet it is.
which I may have in this bag of shit here. Let me
Is this
get back to my list of parts here.
is this the front or the rear?
It's for the rear shot, the rear bulkhead.
Oh, yeah, I bet you they're assuming you're gonna have that because you have a car, RC10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Associated differential. Nothing about a shaft. Avid for bearings. Pulleys from Factory Works. Pulley idlers from Factory Works. Pulleys, idler gears, idler shafts. I've got those.
Is it the shaft that comes out that the belt hooks to, or is this the idler shaft?
This is what the belt rides on.
Oh, so it's probably
This
got
is
to be
the
a special
shaft that
shaft.
has two bearings on that the belt rides on to get through the shock tower and not chafe.
So it's got to have to be a custom shaft, probably then.
I'm thinking so because it doesn't, well, oh, 15 tooth pulleys, steel idler gears, idler shafts, but the idler shafts are part of my idler gear there, right? So, yeah, that's all there. I don't know, I'm getting confused now. Tensioner shaft, printed parts from Factory Works. Tensioner shaft. Where's my fucking tensioner shaft? It should be here. Getting too much junk. Start throwing it on the floor. Out of my way. Go away, garbage. Belt. Lunsford. Oh, okay. I forgot about that. He's got me Lunsford turnbuckles and ball-ends.
Ah, yeah.
But are they? And they're RC10 Worlds, wouldn't you know it?
Nice. Lunsford. Oh, Lunsford.
So here's metal parts,
He was
but
out of Oregon.
this is from Derek. That one, that's not from Jeff at Factory Works, anyways.
Yeah, he says it should be a factory workspace, is what Jason's saying.
Yeah, okay.
I think. He says, I think.
It appears to be that way by the
It would
paint.
make sense because it's like it's their thing. It's not
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, he's never built a 10-4 before. Ooh.
Holy shit, that's really genuinely surprises me. I figured he'd have built one before. For wing buttons, I don't need that. Did it end up in this bag of shit? Ah, what's this? That looks like it could be a little
Shaft.
Factory Works bag mixed amongst associated parts. Come on, let me strike it rich in idler shafts here. I see. Yes. Well, it's in a Factory Works bag here, but it's a bunch of associated parts in there. There it is.
Yay.
Yay.
And they
Huzzah.
and they rejoiced. Yay.
I can't believe Jason hasn't built one before. Some old, look at how old that Scotch tape is holding those screws in there. Those must, no, they're countersunks for the bottom. Interesting. I figured they were the special ones with the hole for the counter bends. Now, hopefully this is correct. It's got an E clip on one
Oh
side.
yeah. I get that, Jason. I get that.
Oh yeah. I don't know how much were these kits when you could buy them brand new, Jason. I know they're like worth a fortune now, but I wonder what they were new.
I bet they were pretty spendy because they're such one-off. There's not like probably a mass production of them. So
Right.
they're probably spendy. I mean, shit, I remember when I was doing RC10s and bearings were fucking $20 a piece or whatever they were.
Yeah, bearing could cost as much or more than the kit back in the day. That's
Yeah.
still why I laugh. I'm like, RC is so expensive now. And I'm like, you should have done it in the 80s and 90s.
Oh shit. God, it was so much more expensive then.
Yeah.
Like good shit's still expensive, but there's so much just like basic, not cheap shit, but just basic shit that's cheap now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't remember the cost of the original. I wasn't into it enough to know back then.
Well, how dare you, Chris and Jason? How dare you not know this?
You and your fucking abstract RC shit. You got all your team associated stuff. The only person who could ever shut you up with the team associated stuff's Mike. I noticed.
Not
Mike,
really.
Mike occasionally can throw stuff down that he's like, "Oh, I've got this," and he's got something you don't have. Occasionally he can.
Yeah, like a case box.
Yeah, I saw that one. That one cracked me up.
I love it. I'm like, you're so cool.
Yeah,
I bet a lot of people would read that and were like, man, what a dick. And I'm like, no, he's my buddy. I'm giving him shit as a
yeah,
dick.
I got
Buddy.
it too. I completely have. I was just like Mike Kirby. He's just getting it in when he can because he
Yeah,
can't
I'm just
get that
fucking
out.
with Mike.
Yeah, he just keep getting in when he can. He's the what?
Uh, Mike is always wanting my cable drive.
Ah, I actually sent him something the other day. I had this. He was posting about this really obscure RC car clamp holder thing. It's like a vise that holds the chassis.
Okay.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for these. They're really cool and they're hard to come by." And I'm like, "Oh fuck, I have one of those." I went and dug it out of my pile. I'm like, I was buried in a box. And I shipped it to him. I'm like, here, you can have it. He was all happy and thrilled.
Okay, so we got idler with the bearings. That's where the belt will ride
Yay,
to. Everything assembled there. Now
yay.
we move on.
Figure it never hurts to make friends with Mike and give him some cool shit that he likes.
Yeah, Mike's a fun guy.
It's probably not very often you can find something that he doesn't have that
He
you
has
want.
an insane amount of RC shit.
Yeah.
It is like he's got so much in the barns and the attics. It is really fun when you have shit he doesn't. Because like,
Yeah. Well, that's why I was
and
like,
it
wait,
pisses him off too because he's like,
yeah.
God damn it, I need one of those. You got to sell it to me. Nope.
He just got a bunch of in the box, like new in box, like vintage axial stuff that was like, ooh,
Yeah, and he already has a bunch.
ooh, yeah, that
I would
was
guess
cool.
there's probably a pretty good market on that already nowadays. It's not that old, but
He
it's good.
had he had a new in box XR10, and that's one of the ones I'm like, ooh, I wish I had one of those.
Yeah.
I like the XR10. That was a cool rig.
Okay. What screws are for my trans brace at the top? 440 something.
The little flat base that goes across the top.
Yep.
Um,
Probably 3/8 again
yeah, I think they're short. I do remember that.
because it's pretty deep.
They are no half inch. The
Oh,
manual
half inch. Okay.
440 by half with washers in the manual.
Oh, with washers, eh?
440 half a half with aluminum washers.
Okay. Displace a little extra weight there, pressure there, I guess.
Tommy says he has an XR10 sitting in a box somewhere. Oh,
That
that
doesn't surprise me.
I
Tommy's
love
got
it.
all kinds of shit stashed away
That
too.
is that is one axial that and it's funny because there's a bunch of axial fanboys that don't even know what the XR10 is.
Right.
And I like the XR10.
They haven't been around long enough.
Yeah. I remember building Betty's when they were out. So
Yep.
OG SC or SC.
Axel's the first dedicated crawler company.
They were, yeah. They were the very first ones to come out of the dedicated crawler kit.
You could convert an HPI Wheelie King into a Crawler King, but I don't think that was until after Axial started producing them.
Oh yeah, the Wheelie King was way after the axial.
Was
Uh,
it? I thought
yeah.
the Wheelie King was out before Axial, but then I don't think the crawler conversion kit was out until after Axial. I could be. That was a
So
long time ago.
the very first axial was the SCX, no, not SCX10. It was the fuck what they call it. Because it wasn't a scalar. It was
AX10, I think.
AX10.
There's
Yes.
AX10, XR10. Um,
The XR10 was a lot later. So the AX10 Scorpion, that's what it was.
yeah, it was. Yep,
On the
that
oh
should be the
07.
first one, I believe. I'm not a huge Axial
It
aficionado.
was, it
That
was.
sounds right. Okay.
It was the right one, yeah. And then the Wheelie King came out. Oh, I gotta figure out where I can find it came out. So that was an oh 07. The Wheelie King. Fuck, I don't remember when the Wheelie King came out.
It was a long time ago. It was '07 or earlier. Because what I moved down here in '09, '08, '09, '09.
I'm gonna
So,
see if I can find a review of it when it came
and it was
out.
at least 2 years before I moved that my buddy had one. So it was a 2007 or earlier. You might find an old RC car action article or RC driver.
You might be. I think it's about the same time. '07 is when
Yeah.
like looking at like the first like reviews on it were like '07.
Okay.
So about the same time.
Yeah, because I think my buddy that got it, it probably was pretty new at the time. And the Wheelie King was cool because it had for the time, no one
Mhm.
would consider it now, but for the time, a super scale monster truck chassis and
Yeah.
setup, all that to a modern
Yep.
monster truck.
Yep.
Now LMTs and even SMT 10s and shit blow it away, but at the time it was super scale.
Yeah. No, it was really cool when it came out. I remember that.
And they were good trucks.
Yeah, they were really decent.
You just had to set your endpoints properly on the front axles
Yep.
because if you put it under power when it was turning full crank, it would snap the head off, as I
Oh
know
God.
Blake knows
Remember?
very well from
Well,
TTC.
you have to be an RC a while to remember Axial having color kits. Remember the color kits?
Yeah,
You get all the aluminum in different colors. That was actually really cool when they did that.
black, green, orange,
Oh,
red, I
purple,
think.
blue. Yeah, there was a
Yep.
ton of colors. You can get the color kit, get all the links and color it out.
Yeah, Smiling Bear was just talking about how he went into a hobby shop, stopped at one on his travels, and found a bunch of it on the shelf.
No shit.
Fucking 20-year-old dead stock.
Oh wow.
And
That's actually
snagged it all up. And I think he
oh
said it
that
was
would have
still at like 2007 prices, you know?
oh wow.
Yeah.
That shit was cool. I remember those color kits.
And that's when Axial made nitro engines.
Oh, that was what they started with. Yeah. Big Block
Yeah.
Nitro.
They started with nitro shit.
Yeah, Big Block Nitro is where they
Bought
started.
nitros and clutch bells and all clutches and
Yeah.
all kinds of shit from them.
And if I remember right, it wasn't even that great of
The
stuff.
engines were like, man, they weren't
Yeah,
very good.
great. Yeah,
They weren't the worst, but they weren't the best by any means either.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
Now I gotta find the stealth transmission, which I was to think that's in the parts bin of shit here. But maybe I am missing that because I don't see it laying around. There is a good chance Alex sent me this missing one or two things like that. It was a long time ago. And I can't remember if he knew it was complete or mostly complete. I might be lacking a stealth
Mm. Look for the front diff for the front.
for the rear,
Oh,
the tranny.
you should have a stealth laying around.
Somewhere. But it's in a box at this point still. I did get all my totes now. So I can get things organized and separated with the totes have dividers that go in them and shit. Like I'm gonna label the fuck out of everything. I can't wait to have all the OCD shit done. Even though that just offended the shit out of Bobby's world.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't see a stealth. So, but that is like I have probably half a dozen or a dozen of them laying around at least.
Yeah.
And I can continue going on to other shit, I'm sure, without doing the stealth right now. There's nothing else hiding, right? Yeah.
Oh.
So not a big deal. Just holds me up on finishing that part. So we skip rear trans. Am I missing anything here? Those are probably 3x8 front, 5x16 back. There's something in the living room. I can't read it because of the stupid fucking hard.
Oh, there's an AX10 in the living room.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me either.
Oh, fuck.
Robinson Racing idler and pulley. Okay, that's that. That threw me off for a second. He's like Robinson Racing idler and pulley, but it's right there because the original ones were made by Robinson Racing. I'm like, I didn't see that. Oh yeah, I had
Yeah,
them.
you had it. You sent them out.
Yeah. Actually, I feel bad. I meant to get them out Monday. Got busy. Meant to get them out Tuesday. Got busy. Fucking got one package out yesterday. Forgot those here, sitting on the fucking bench. I'm like, God damn it. Sorry, Jeff. Good thing he's not in a hurry. Complete stealth diff, which I think I might be lacking that too. Okay. Well, that's the point of. Oh, this is probably what I need right here. for stealth diff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a stealth diff? That does bevel.
This it might be bevel. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know B44s. I never built
That's
one.
got to be a bevel. That's a bevel gear in there
Let's find out.
because it's a shaft driven. Comes in shaft.
Yeah,
That's a bevel.
we'll know in a second here.
Yeah, no, that's a bevel gear. Because the stealth diff's a ball diff, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a gear diff.
Yeah, it probably is. You're right. I didn't
That's a
think
gear
about
diff
that.
with a bevel. Yeah, that's not even
It's
close.
old, but not that old.
I've built a lot of B44s. That's one chassis I do know.
Yeah.
Well, it could be something weird in there too. I go one way. I don't fucking know,
Yeah, if someone modified it or changed it, yeah.
but I remember stock there, just gear
The
diffs.
SC10 4x4 had a clicker.
Oh yeah,
I
Jesus.
have one of those. That's a rare one from Associated. Everyone hated that one.
Mm.
The belt drive SC10, original SC10 4x4 factory team kit with the clicker. Yep, you're right.
Yep.
Modern style diff.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm just repeatedly getting the shaft here on parts. That's all right. I kind of expected one or two things like this.
You got the idler shaft already. Come on,
Yeah, I got that at least.
you got the shaft. Now you're
I
not
did.
getting
I got the idler shaft hard.
it.
Had to find it because it was small.
Oh, that happens sometimes.
Uh, well, yeah. I don't have parts. Okay.
I think it's telling you something.
Keep skipping forward in the manual.
Go hunt through your parts bins, get everything you need.
Dude, that will take forever now.
Go to Home Depot, get your drill that you need.
Yeah, the countersink.
Yeah.
I bet I can do some more reaming. Yeah, see? Tap the caster blocks. I gotta tap some more shit. Gotta tap that ass. 440. Hand drill the steering pivot block or block pivot holes with a 3/16 bit. Do not use a drill. You will hog them out too far. Ream the caster blocks or drill with the 1/8" bit. Jesus. Install the bearing carrier and this thing. Dylan, enough.
Yeah, shafts
Okay,
and triangles. Yeah.
here we go.
He's drilling and tapping and
Yeah. Yeah, I'm having a hell of a night with shafts and tranny holes. That's a rough one.
well, he's missing the tranny. I mean, come on, he can't
Yeah,
tap it.
quite frankly, that's good news. I'd much rather be missing a tranny. I mean, depending on the vernacular
But
we're
like he
using.
says, he's got a bunch of trannies in boxes around the rooms.
Yeah, gotta have some trannies and boxes for dark days, I guess, right? No, although
He's
I
got the
doubt any
six
of them are
gear.
complete.
He's got the 6 gear trannies, the 3 gear trannies.
Yep,
Trannies have balls, some don't.
yep. I like the trannies with balls.
They work better, but they're harder to work with.
Oh.
You get the balls too tight and they don't work right.
You get the balls too tight, they squirt all the grease out. Oh.
You screw them too hard and the balls get flat.
Oh, I love ball diffs, man. So many people hate on them.
For racing. That's it.
Yeah,
Not for bashing. Not for bashing.
I even like I used to bash the shit out of my 10T, and that ball diff lasted 15 years before I rebuilt it, and it was fine. I don't know how people destroy these things so easily.
You sit them too loose and melt them.
Yeah,
That's what I
that's why you
usually
don't
see.
set it up improperly. Just get it right. It's easy.
I don't know how many freaking people that even know about RCs. How many people don't know how to set a slipper clutch?
Right?
That blows my mind.
And it's so easy, and it's so crucial to not destroying shit and
Like,
having
look, my car does
it.
wheelies. I'm like, yeah, it means you don't know how to adjust your fucking slipper.
Yep. Your transmission gears are loving you.
Tommy, damn, you guys have a lot of experience playing with balls.
Yeah, like you don't, Tommy. Like
Hey,
you don't.
you've been around long enough. You're gonna get experience with everything. I mean, come on.
Okay, now I got a hand drill. Pivot block holes with a 3/16 bit. Which one of you is 3/16? I don't know. Does anyone know? Well, let's see. I'll just compare. This is eighth. That's eighth, so that's my 3/16. Or wait, am I doing that math right?
Watch, just
Yeah,
watch. I
I
was
am.
gonna sit back and watch. This is more fun.
Oh, it's been a long day, man. I had to deal with the DMV today and shit.
Yeah, that's always a shitty day.
Yeah, I had to get my address changed on my license.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
I
hope
gotta,
I can
I
get
gotta
the.
get one of them new license, those new fancy licenses soon.
What's that?
The real ID ones or whatever they're
Oh
called.
shit, I've had one of those for like 12 years. I remember when she gave it to me, she's like, "Oh, you got the gold star," because I guess it just picked people in the computer. I'm like,
Oh
"Sure, whatever." She's like, "No, that's special. That's the new thing coming out." And I was like, "Okay."
yeah, Oregon didn't really push it hard till a couple of years ago
Yeah.
because it's I guess mandatory soon to travel unless you have a passport. So
I thought they did that like 2 years ago. They were saying like, if you don't have it, you can't get on a plane. Like, the
I
fuck?
think they extended it a little longer, but it's really soon, I think. And if you
Until
don't,
they extended
yeah, but yeah, and then if you have a passport, it doesn't matter anyway. So
it.
it's
Yeah. That reigns supreme.
yeah.
I
Oh,
own something ball dips and both are still new in bags.
well,
You gotta build yourself a ball dip, Tommy.
it's funny because you have two very opposite sides of the hobby there. Because you got Jason with RC10 talk, and then Tommy probably are kind of.
Yeah, Tommy's more hardcore power bashing and crawling. Jason's about like vintage and racing and finesse.
hmm
Uh, well, I don't feel like getting a hand drill out because I don't even know where I have one, and my T handle won't hold the drill bit. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop skipping ahead and just call it for the night. I'm building this.
Roger, Roger. By the way, your shirt's choice, man. Your shirt's good.
Oh yeah, my buddy
Okay.
Darren from Canada sent me this fuse. Geez, probably 4 or 5 years ago. Beware the
Yeah.
cobra chicken. Got a knife in his fucking beak.
Switchblade in
Thanks.
his meat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking hate those things.
Cobra chickens. We got them all over up here.
Oh, they're the worst. My daughter today asked me, we're at the DMV. She's like, "So why do you hate Canadian geese anyways?" And I'm like, "Because they attacked me when I was 6 years old in Boston at a park on a pond." She's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah, those little teeth suck."
Yeah, they do. They're fucking mean. I remember getting bit by like ducks taking food out of my hand. Ducks getting me. I'm like, oh, it's fine. And
Yeah.
then we were feeding geese one time, and I'm thinking the same thing. And I didn't know any better. And those fuckers got me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
There's teeth in them there beaks.
you have teeth, you little shit. And then from that point on, I was scared to death of those
Little
fuckers.
needle spikes.
Fucking hissing at you. You're like, oh, you
Oh,
mean
yeah.
motherfucker.
And I don't think you can like kick them out of your way or anything, or you get in
Oh, they'll
trouble.
stand their ground. They're mean.
Well, I mean, just like getting in trouble. Like if an
Oh,
animal's coming at me, I'm gonna fuck it up. But I think that one
we
you get in
shoot them.
trouble.
We shoot them with paintball guns in here on the golf courses.
Breaking their little hollow bones.
We just know the repeat offenders because they come back colorful.
Right? Ah, this one's a dick. He's been marked.
Are you going to Hoosier next weekend?
No, I can't make it. I'd like to because it looks like there's going to be a lot of people there and it'll be a super cool event, but I can't make it sadly. So,
What's Hoosier? What is that?
they're doing a huge vintage race in Indiana at Hoosier RC Hobbyplex or something like that. It's called.
Oh, isn't there a big one going on in Vegas too at some point that like Associated's hosting?
Yeah, in October, I think. I think that's after Inertia.
Okay. Are you trying to do that one?
Hopefully,
Yeah.
I'd like to. whether I can or not. We'll see.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm gonna be pretty fucking busy for the next 8, 9 months because it's down to me and one part-time guy at the shop because my college guy's not graduating, but done for the year, sophomore year, and has an internship. So he's
Yeah.
about to bounce. And I don't really want to go through the fucking headache of hiring anybody else.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, I'm probably just gonna work like 6 days a week again at the shop all day.
Yeah.
And that means I can't get away. Like I can get away for 3, 4 days at a time because Al can cover. He can handle three,
Yeah.
4 days, but he's got a bad back and shit. So being on
Hmm.
his feet and doing shit and running around for days on end gets to him. But he's about to get shit fixed. He's got one of those electric stimulators
Hmm.
inside him that fucking kills the pain and shit, but it's all fucked up right now. So he's got to go in and get it removed and a new one installed and blah, blah, blah. So maybe if he's in good shape, maybe then I can bounce for 4 or 5 days and not worry about it and feel bad for sticking with it. But we'll see. So that's like right now, me doing a ton of shit is way up in the air. I know
Yeah.
I'm going to Ohio in May for the 114th event. And I don't know what else I'm doing this year.
And you're skipping pro line this year, right? We talked about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way I could do pro line this year, even if something else wasn't conflicting. So,
Well, if you end up doing the Vegas one, maybe I'll do that with you because I've never even been to Vegas. So
oh fuck.
we party in Vegas.
Yeah, God, popping someone's Vegas cherry. Oh boy. That means we got to be there at least 5, 6 days because we got to have days not racing to actually do Vegas. Because doing Vegas and racing, we will have a bad time. Oh, sleeping 2 hours a fucking day and our car's falling apart and shit would be no good. But pre or post, probably post would be better
Hmm.
than to spend like 2 days just fucking wrecking Vegas. Have a little mini hangover.
That'd be a fucking blast.
Oh yeah, Vegas is a good time. I haven't been there in a long time, but it's a lot of fun.
Is
I'm
that?
actually curious if I go to see how much has changed because it's been
Mhm.
18, 19 years, I think, since I've been there.
Yeah. My
But it's
wife,
great.
my,
You just
my
walk
wife's
down the
been there a
street with a
bunch.
fifth. Yeah.
What's that?
You just walk down the street with a fifth. No one gives a
Oh
fuck.
yeah, yeah.
Legal.
My
And now
wife's
I think weed's legal, so you can walk around
yeah, it is.
smoking and no one gives a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
my
play
wife's been there
table
a
games.
bunch, but huh?
I play table games.
I like blackjack.
Okay, we're good then, because I'm
Yeah, I
good
love
with
blackjack.
poker, blackjack, craps, and roulette.
Oh yeah, I'll play poker too. Fuck
Those
yeah.
are my shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to win, craps, poker, and blackjack are your best bets. I think craps is actually the best, but to really know how to play craps to where you're doing well is a
Yeah.
lot, and I don't know the game that well.
Oh, yeah, I can sit down and play blackjack. If you get the right group of people at a blackjack table, oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah, that's true too. At a blackjack table, you got to have a table of players that know what the
Yeah.
fuck they're doing.
And
Otherwise,
and
hits when they shouldn't and shouldn't fucks the whole table.
and a relaxed group, like a fun group, like
Yeah.
drinking, having a good time. That's fun. I like that shit.
Well, I like sitting at the cheap tables, like dollar bet tables and shit. If those even
Yeah.
exist out there anymore, they might not,
Mhm.
because all your drinks are free. So, like the first time the drink girl comes over, you give her like fucking 20.
Mhm.
And then anytime your drink is like half full, oh, you want another one, sweetie? Fuck yeah. Boom. Let's go. 'Cause, I mean, they want you drunk anyway, so you get stupid. But I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna spend $80 gambling for 6, 8 hours and drink $300, $400 of your booze if I was paying. So I'm still winning, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
The house will not beat me, damn it, even though it's almost impossible for it not to. Haul and Crawl October, I plan to do that one too. But again, October is, well, I have to do, that's right, I have to do RCEC like I'm in that. And we're short people, and that's October this year. But I think that's earlier October. So if it's like beginning of October, but it'll depend. I don't know. Have Vonat's dates been announced, Jason? Um, if Vonat's dates have been announced, which I haven't seen, usually he doesn't announce it till more like summertime when he's got shit more finalized. Uh, I'd like to do that too, but if that's in October, there's no fucking way I'm doing 3 events in October.
Yeah, the associated ones, 16th through the 19th.
Okay, nurse. So it must be before Nursia because that's usually around Halloween weekend. And I'd like to do that one of these years, but that'll probably be a 2026 thing. I'll go and actually do it legit and have a table with gear jammer and shit set up. Try and get some more distributing. Um, and that would be a 2026 thing.
Ooh,
I
they're
don't
gonna
have
have
to.
they're gonna have an exclusive vintage limited edition car only available for people who come to the first race.
Wonderful. Just
That's
made
kind of,
that weekend more expensive. Dicks.
and it's open to all models. It's not all brands. It's not just associated. So they're
No,
letting
yeah, anything vintage. I can't remember what
yeah.
the exclusion dates
They've
are.
got two-wheel drive festival 80 40 88 89 to 93 94 to 98. The two-wheel drive.
So that gets you up to a B3.
Four-wheel drive 83 to 85, 86 87, 87 88, 89 93.
Okay.
And then truck 80 to 92.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's perfect. I will probably do truck class, stadium truck, and buggy.
Yeah.
And skip four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
I don't have nearly the experience driving four-wheel drive buggies, so I drive them much shittier. Two-wheel drive buggies and stadium trucks, I can wheel around pretty good.
Oh, that's cool. They're gonna
Four-wheel
have
drive,
free buffet banquets for per driver for free for food.
good. How much
Get a
is it? Does
free
it say?
it's $150 per driver.
For all classes or per class?
That's what I'm looking at right now. I saw it. I'm trying to remember where I saw it. I just saw it. There it is. 150 looks like per
150 per driver seems more fair. 150 per class is getting pretty expensive.
it has you pick a vintage class, but it's asking you for like your name, the car you have. Like it looks like it's per driver.
Okay.
Yeah, per driver. And you
Do
get
they have a cutoff for signups? Because I might really not know till like 3 weeks from now.
it doesn't say anything.
Oh, and then I need to figure out when TTC is because that might actually be that same fucking weekend, which would
All
blow
brands
my loads.
welcome. Free buffet. You get a t-shirt, trophies for top three in each class, indoor race arena.
And they're
It's
gonna
a
have some big name old school racers and shit there. Jam and Jay's gonna be there.
yeah,
Masami's gonna be there.
yeah.
Um, and I'm sure probably several more.
Yeah, it says previous world champions and special guests to be announced. But yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yep. That's all the info on that.
Okay. Well, are you doing that, Jason? Is he still on? I don't know if he'll do Vegas or not. That's going to be a pretty time-consuming and pricey one, a long ways from PA.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Hoosier's not that tough for him because it's just over to Indiana several hours.
yeah.
You can drive that one.
Yeah, that's a big one.
But the nice thing about the race events is they're easy ones to fly to.
Yeah, I would fly to this. I wouldn't
Yeah,
drive.
it's not hard. Like I always pack the cars in a big
Yeah,
carry-on, stack them
direct flights.
load.
We got direct flights from our airport to Vegas, like $60. They're dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's super
Um,
cheap to fly.
yeah, he says no to Vegas. Okay.
Yeah,
And he must not have gone at states because he didn't say anything. So yeah, I
yeah,
don't know. Fall's gonna be busy as fuck as always. Everyone wants to make all their events in September and October, damn it. May's always a busy one too.
yeah. I can fly to Vegas for $60.
It'll probably be a couple $100 for me on Delta, but that's all right. I should get
That's a
bumped to first class for free, so
little farther for you.
yeah. Yeah, it'll probably be 3.5, 4 hour flight. Yeah, probably 4 hours at least, because I think it's 5 to LA.
Yeah, because you gain time on the way back.
Well, yeah, on the clock, I gain and lose time. I gain time on the way there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. On the way there, you
Like
gain.
I'll leave here at 8 o'clock and be there at 9
Mhm.
their time. But then on the way back, it sucks because you leave there at like 8 o'clock and you're home at like fucking 2.
Yeah,
Uh, damn time change. And it's amazing, but Vegas is only 2 hour, right? That's mountain time.
Oh, I
I
can't
think
remember.
Vegas is mountain time, not
I think they
Pacific
are.
time. So,
I think they are an hour ahead of me. Yes.
okay. So that's
I,
a little easier. An
no,
hour
they're
or two, I don't
no,
really notice. 3 hours, I know.
they're no, they're Pacific time, same as me.
Ah, damn it.
So yeah, that's the same as me. I couldn't remember if they were. They're right there. I know they're right on the line, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're still same time
Well,
zone for me.
yeah, I don't know. I guess now that you haven't ever done Vegas and I haven't done it since my mid 20s, late 20s, it's like, oh, I kind of want to go out there for like 6 days now. Because racing 2 or 3 days.
3, 4, 16, 17, 18 to 19.
Oh, fuck. That means you got to
Yeah,
be out there at least like 6 days.
yeah. I don't even know if I could
Flying
swing
home,
6
puking in the
days.
plane bathroom.
I don't even know if I could swing 6 days because that school's already in at that point.
Yeah.
Let me look. So let's see. That's
And it's not a holiday weekend. Maybe it'll work out where it's like a teacher work day on Friday for you or something.
uh, that's Wednesday through Saturday. So I'd have to take off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I'd have to do all my days
Yeah.
to do it, which whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't have a vacation plan during school, so be it.
No, and I don't think there's anything. We don't usually have time off in October, I don't think.
Yeah. They usually have, I think it's once a month, they have a teacher work day here.
Well, it's because we have like there is some time off in there. I just can't remember. I think it's around Halloween.
Okay.
Let me look. There it is. We had the ninth. Oh, parent conferences. Well, that's ninth and 10th though. That's too soon. Damn it. The week before we have no school, Thursday, Friday.
Of course.
But yeah, because that's conferences. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. And you'd have to be there anyways, then, if it's conferences.
I don't. I'm not a classroom teacher. I don't
Oh,
teach.
no. That's cool.
We're having conferences right now, today and tomorrow. I'm not going there tomorrow.
Nice.
Yep, I don't have to be there. I don't do grades by classroom, so
Oh, really?
No, I'm not. There's no grades because it's elementary school.
Yeah.
I'm like library and PE, so it's a rotation, library, PE, technology. So
Okay.
there's no grades in those. They call them specials.
Huh.
So yeah.
Not even like pass fail?
Mhm. Yeah.
Weird.
They just have grades in the classroom.
I wonder, does elementary, Cadence, I think, got letter grades, as I recall, in elementary. No,
Yeah.
she didn't. We had U for unsatisfactory, S for satisfactory, G for good, and VG for very good, I think, when I was in elementary.
It depends on what you're looking at. Like behavioral stuff, it's like a good, meet exceeds, meets exceeds, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I think in math and reading and writing, it's a score because it's all based off of scores from testing and doing work in the classroom. So they get a range score depending on where they are. It's a number. So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, it's September. Okay. I might be able to do Vonats then. We'll see, because September and October aren't that busy yet. So if I have to close the shop for a day or two as well, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, November it starts getting crazy.
Yeah, November it starts to get busy, and then December and January an absolute shit show.
Yeah.
Lots of times January is busier than December.
I gotta get my just thinking I gotta get my garage cleaned up, and when I get my garage cleaned up, I'll start doing my show from in my garage and I can start going through all that drone shit I have and showing it off.
Yeah,
I got a fuck ton of drone shit I can show off on here.
it's all buried.
It's all in my garage. It's too big to
Yeah.
bring in here.
Yeah.
I don't have room in here for some of those. I got the like a line 670 that's like fucking
Yeah.
that big. So, but that'll be fun to pull out and go through and show off to people who haven't seen it before.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
Uh,
I got to impress when I can.
Yeah, RC, yeah, right. RCEC Tommy, yeah. Because I mean, I've already got it build going for it and everything, so I can't miss that one.
That says 10th to the 12th, so that's the weekend before.
TTC is RCEC TTC.
So it says 10 through 12. It's right
Wonderful.
there. Is that what he meant?
Well, I was planning to drive up there, but I guess I'm flying.
Or is that October 12th or the October 10th through the 12th?
October 10th through the 12th. It's the weekend.
So it's the weekend before. Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, so I would have to get there Friday and leave Monday.
And then jump on a plane and go to Vegas Wednesday
Yep.
or
Fuck.
Tuesday. It had to be rough.
I guess the
You have
shop might
one
be
day.
closed for several days that week.
You have one day between TTC and Vegas.
Yeah, which means I'm gonna have to have all my race shit gone through before TTC and set out and stacked and organized and ready to go.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
Well,
That's
we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
that's the stressful part of events is all the shit you gotta get ready, especially racing. So you gotta go through all the fucking cars, check all the bearings, do all the shocks. At
Well,
least
and
for
I
all
don't
the
even have.
events, I just take shit that's been on the shelf for months and throw it in, like power it up. It works. Let's go.
I don't even have. I mean, that 10's not even done. I don't have the T from you yet, so I don't even have anything I could race right now.
Yeah, but the T at least will be like if you do it smart, it'll just be a brand new fresh build.
Yeah.
Go run it to break shit in for like a half an hour and call it
Yeah.
good.
I'd like to still get like a black chassis from like Mike with black plastics or something. Just a more version 2 one, just to beat on.
Well, I have a T2. T2 still aluminum chassis.
No
Are you
T,
talking B2?
no T, original T, but
Yeah.
just the T with black
Oh
chassis.
yeah, because it's gold on the new one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need a fancy one. I just want a real basic original T that I can just beat
Yep.
up. Stealth
Uh,
trans, newer style, black plastics.
I have a B2 and B3 are both legal. So
Yeah.
I have a classic, a B2, and a B3, I think. The B3 would need modern electronics and shit put in it, I think.
See, I wouldn't
Stuff
even
like that. But I've got all three, and I'm not gonna be able to race all three. So
see. I want to run 4-wheel drive buggy because that's what I like.
yeah,
So I'd have
I
to
don't,
figure out. Like, I'd have to find something there.
I don't have any spare ones laying around that are drivable. They're all new in box or new and built that are worth too much to
Well,
drive now.
I mean, I've got a bunch of shit I want to buy, but if I really wanted to or got it in time, I can get that new 10-4 that Associated's doing.
Yeah.
So I'm run
Yeah,
that.
shit, that's right. They have that. I guess I could drive one of those too, because I'm gonna have multiples. I bought enough that I can race one.
I think I told you I wanted one of those too. I don't know if you're getting me one or not.
Yeah, I did. I ordered five and I put a sixth on order because Blake wants one too. We're swapping
Okay.
that for the chassis work and shit in the body and all that he's doing for my TTC truck.
Yeah.
So, but I've only gotten two so far,
Mhm.
which sucks because I don't get them direct from Associated. I get
Ooh.
them through HRP. And HRP got shorted a shit ton compared to what they were supposed to get because I ordered five. I'm like, no, there's no limits, right? And he's like, no, we're supposed to get enough. I can get you five. And then, like a
Uh,
week before they shipped, he's like, oh, we just got our count and Associated shorted us way short of what we ordered and they said we were going to get. So now we have to limit them to two. He's like, hopefully we'll get more. I'm
yeah.
like, okay. And I'm thinking, like, it shouldn't be that limited, the
Mhm.
four-wheel drive RC10, because they specifically marketed it as something to build and race,
Right. Yeah. They
you
were trying
know?
to push them. Yeah.
Yeah, so I expect I can have all six I need because I want four.
I I think I might want to get a hold of not maybe not a donor card, but the parts and do an RC10 T4.
Yeah, that would be cool. You could do that,
That'd be
I would
that'd
think.
be a fun
As long as
project.
it work.
Yeah, because the chassis are super similar.
Yeah, you could probably make that work,
Yeah,
I
that'd
would
be
think.
cool. I don't know if everybody's done that before.
And shit that you need, you can just print if something's wonky from one to
Well,
the other. Because
yeah,
you can have different shock towers,
but the
which
the
will
hard
fuck with you.
you'd have to find different front axles because they're wider. That would be
That
true.
too, yep.
But the knuckles, I think, are pretty similar.
Yeah,
Knuckles and everything should all work. So
I would
just
think so.
It'd just be the
Even if it's narrower than the possibly the wider RC10 one, you just put fucking spacers in, like how nowadays you can adjust your wheelbase. You just fill
yeah.
that up, adjust your
Yeah,
wheelbase.
I just have to find front axles to make those work. Some
Yeah.
CVDs.
And that
Front
would probably be maybe just RC10T rear
rears.
axles.
Yeah, just be rears. Yeah,
Yeah. Would probably
probably.
be the right width to work.
That
Or
would
at
be
least close enough, with maybe a little shimming or something.
that'd be a fun project. I always like four-wheel drive truggies. The
Yeah.
truggies. I love them.
Never driven a truggy.
Oh, they're so much
I've driven
fun.
like four-wheel drive basher truggies that are out now in 10th scale, but I never raced a scale truggy.
Well, I like 10 scale. Well, wait, not truggy. Four-wheel drive stadium trucks. I always thought those were so cool. It
Yeah.
was a segment that really took off because you had like the HTI MT2 like 4.
Yeah.
That was a cool, super cool one. Gas and electric. That was a cool one. And then oh, there was one other one. What am I thinking of right now?
I don't
There
think
was
that was ever a class though.
no, it wasn't. But
Yeah.
there was only like there was only 3 or 4 rigs built that were like
Yeah.
that.
And they
Because
didn't come out till
HPI,
like later in the 90s or 2000s for the most part.
yeah, HPI did one, and then someone else did one. I just can't think.
Techno does one now.
Yokomo had one. That's right.
Okay. Yokomo.
And then
Yep.
like you got like the left four-wheel drive Rustler now and that. So
Yeah.
um, but I always liked those. They were so handled so good. They were so much fun. That'd be a fun
I've
conversion to
never
do.
driven one of those either, I don't think, like an old one. Driven the new shit, but I don't think any of those old ones.
Do the HPI MT, the HPI MT four-wheel drive with like I built a couple of those with like OS 15s and
Yeah.
four-wheel drive.
Like a
Man,
CBR.
fun. God, those were fun.
OS
Yeah.
15 CBRs were great engines.
Well, we had one guy did an 18 CBR in one and on a pipe,
Yeah.
18 CBR on a pipe. Man, that thing fucking flew and it handled so good because it was all-wheel drive. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because an 18 on like a GT was too much. It kind of ruined them.
but on that it
15
was like
was prime. Yeah, because you're turning four wheels.
yeah, it was so much fun.
It
Those were
probably works out to about the same kind of power and driving as a 15 on a two-wheel drive, I bet.
yeah. Oh yeah, he go stomp JADOs with it. It was fun.
Yeah.
He'd stomp on JADOs because he could drive it. The JADO you get into
Yeah,
that
hooks up.
the JADO get in the power band and loop out, and that thing would just keep going. So
Mm-hmm.
yep. Yeah, they have to show you
Nitro.
now. They're weapons in the wrong hands.
They have, I can't, damn that fucking stupid
mini
art.
mini truggies. They're
Ah,
so
mini truggies now. Okay, they're fucking
yeah,
weapons in the wrong hands. Yeah, probably.
they're so much fun to drive though. God, I love them.
I spent most of my time driving two-wheel drive, so
Yeah,
I
I
always
always
lean towards two hoof.
I drove stadium truck. I had RC10T. That's what I drove. So
Yep.
I didn't like buggies. They were just so fucking unpredictable in the air. That's why I didn't like
Buggies
them.
are a lot tougher to drive the stadium truck for sure.
On the ground, they're fine, but in the air, you just couldn't control them in the air. Ah, they were just fucking nose heavy or tail heavy. They're fucking everywhere in the air.
That's what I didn't like about my Kyosho Optima
Mhm.
when I drove it at Vonats 23, right? Yeah, Vonats 23. I could not drive that thing for shit. No, it was just I didn't know what I was doing. It was the first time I ever raced a four-wheel drive buggy. I'd fucked around with them before, but never on a racetrack.
Mhm.
And it was just box stock tune, right? I didn't fuck with spring rates or oil or
Uh,
setup, nothing. But I'm like, well, if I don't know what I'm doing, at least this way I can get a feel for it. Oh my God, I fucking hated
yeah.
driving that thing the whole time in the air. It kept getting nose heavy and want to fucking torpedo in, and it was all wonky. Like two-wheel drive buggies, I can whip around and do pretty good in the air with, especially with modern electronics. The servos are so much faster to steer it, and you can spin your tires up and stop them so much faster. But that
Yeah.
fucking Optima just kicked my ass, dude. That was
Jay,
like the bottom of the pack.
Jason, so are those conversion mini truggies or is someone making a mini truggy? I'm curious now. Like very curious about this mini truggy thing.
That would be what that like a converted micro or mini T. I don't think I've seen one like available.
Four-wheel drive Only thing I can think of 4-wheel drive, and that's like an 18th scale.
Unless he's talking about like the 18th scale-ish,
Who
not,
makes them?
not really 18th, but the
Are
Grom.
they?
They don't
He's
do
probably
truck.
talking. I think he means like 10th scale truggy. I think,
Yeah, probably.
but I'm curious now. Yeah, who
Yeah,
makes?
1/10. Okay, like the Technos and shit. Yep. Yeah,
Okay,
because I
so
think Techno started that like 5, 6 years ago. Came out with a four-wheel
uh,
drive, 10 scale truggy.
yeah,
Um, and then I think Kyosho and a few others have followed suit. Associated never has.
huh,
Losi hasn't either, I don't think. But
no. The only ones I knew about from back in the day were the HPIs.
yeah,
Yeah.
HPI was a good company back then.
Man, they were
Thinking
great.
how far they fell.
Best on-road car I ever had, RS4 Pro 2. God, I love that chassis.
Yeah.
Love that
Yeah,
chassis.
anything 90s HPI was fucking solid, or even like early 2000s up to like 05, 08. And then
RS Pro 2, that was a good chassis.
and they still make all that shit. You
Most of
can
it.
still buy Savages and Bajas and a lot of that shit, RS4s, I think, Sprint 2s.
Yeah, I
But
remember.
man, when they start coming out with those new models, like was it 2025, probably around 2010 to 2015, the Bullet
Yeah,
MTs and all that shit. Oh, it was junk, man. We quit selling anything HPI that was new because it just fell apart. The diffs would shred out and all this shit like in such little time, like a half hour's use. And we were just working on them constantly. Everyone we sold was in the shop getting fixed all the time. We're like, yeah, fuck
the
these things.
last big hype I remember on HPI is when they came out with the Savage Flux because they were the first guys to do it.
Mm,
I remember watching the videos and it did a backflip, and we're like, "Whoa, it does a
yeah,
backflip!" And then,
those Savage chassis were awesome.
dude, they were so. I mean, I remember Savage and for Savage and Trax T Max, Savage T Max, Savage T Max, and I would take a Savage all day,
Any day.
except the original ones when you had to change the diffs. That sucked.
Yeah.
But
But
then
they fixed all that real quick.
yeah,
That
once they
first
came out
album
with
was
the
only out a
X,
couple
yeah,
years.
the Savage X was, man, 25. They went to the 25. They fixed the front diffs. The Savage X was bitching.
The
Oh,
Savage was really well balanced and really like the best, probably basher one. I
nothing
love
beat
my
that guy.
MGT 8.0, dude. I could backflip in that thing with that 8.0 engine. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, Especially because I ran 30% in it too, so it was just fucking screaming. Um, so I love that MGT 8.0. I never liked the way Team Axis drove. I always
No.
thought they were just
I
slop.
had a Savage X with one of the low C 427s in it. I fucking
Yeah.
loved that thing. It
Well, and
jumped good, it balanced.
the LST was the ultimate. I still
Oh
love
God,
my
yeah.
LSTs. Nothing beat the animal. It fucking shocks
Yeah.
on it for that fucking big around.
LST2. I like the two better than the
Yeah,
one.
the two.
Yes.
The two and the XL.
I forgot. Yeah, the LST2, man, that was a good truck. That was a
Yeah.
damn good truck.
That was the race truck. Like when you were racing monster trucks, that's the one you wanted.
Well, then you have the Muggy. Remember the Muggy?
Yep. Which was
That was
based on the
cool.
same platform.
That was the first shot at like 8 scale truggies was the
Yeah.
Muggy. And before truggies were a thing.
Yep.
That was a cool one. They stripped it down and lightened it, and like that thing was rad.
Super rare and hard to find.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're well, like I wish I wouldn't have got rid of. I had one of the low C8s with the gas engine. I wish I wouldn't have got rid of that. That's
I
another one.
have
You have the
three
truck.
LST2s still.
Okay, you have
And
the
I
top.
still have optional parts, but mine I converted with the Lowe's electric conversion when that came out. They only had it out for a year or two.
Yeah.
Uh, there was other ones, but I thought it was the best one. And it works awesome. So now I've just got two other trucks that are parts, and that's up in Michigan, and I just beat the shit out of it at the farm, dude, and send it flying. It's great.
Yeah, I had one of the 8 scale buggies, the eights
Hmm.
with the gas engine. And I wish I
Yep.
wouldn't have got rid of it because I worked great for me. Everybody bitched about them, but I had no problems with
They
them.
still make them. They're just on like 6 versions from what you had.
Really?
Yeah,
With,
the 8 scale buggy, the Low C8. Yeah.
with the gasoline engine,
Oh, yeah.
not the nitro, the gas engine in it.
I
I had
have the XL Gas LST.
Yes, that's what I said. I thought you had one too. Yeah, I've got it. Well, I had one of the eights with the gasoline engine. I wish I wouldn't have got rid of that because that was rare. Those were
Yeah,
super.
mine is still almost like new.
Yeah.
I've got fucking, it's halfway broken in because breaking them where everyone fucked up is they didn't break
Yes.
them in right.
Yes.
And it
Yeah.
takes like 6 to 8 hours to break it in.
Forever.
Tank runs
And
forever,
they
dude.
get
You can run that truck for an hour.
and they get stuck. The pistons would get stuck because they were so tight. You'd have to fuck with them. And
Yep.
once you got them broke in, though, they were great. But if you didn't break
Yep.
them in right, man.
And I still have a bottle, 2 bottles actually, of the special lube for them. So I could still go get uh ethanol free or race gas and mix it up. That's why I still have mine. I
Yeah.
could probably sell it for a fortune because
Mhm.
there's not a scratch on it because it's just
Yeah.
done circles and figure eights in a parking lot for like 2 hours.
Breaking it in. Yeah.
And it's not even fully broke in. I got like halfway and I was like, oh, fuck this. I got bored of it and I just
Yeah.
never fucking did it again.
Yeah. Mine wasn't beat up too bad either. I drove it a bit, but not bad. I just did. Yeah. Shouldn't have got rid of that one. That was cool. It was just unique. Super
Parts, and
unique.
it's kind of scary to drive it because of parts availability.
Right.
Like I have some, I knew it was going to go away because it was such a fail. But
Yeah.
so I stockpiled some parts, but you know, not enough to run it eternally.
Yeah.
And finding them on eBay would probably be a fucking mint.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fuck, it's almost 11.
Yeah.
So I guess we can call it. We've just been prattling on for the last hour anyways, as usual. Uh, so I got to get a countersink bit and I got to dig up RC10 parts. Check, check. And then I think I'm good and can continue. Oh, I have to dig up stealth parts, so I got to remember that, not sixth gear. I could see not even thinking it through and grabbing a 6th gear training because I know I have like a fucking dozen of those sitting around complete. But so yeah, we'll call it. And next week, hopefully, I'll have that countersink bit. I imagine Ace or Home Depot will have it. I'll probably actually go to Ace; they're better. And dig out a tranny and continue on and get another 3, 4 pages into this manual. And 4 weeks from now, this will be done. But yeah, so thanks for stopping in, everybody. Have a good night. And we out.
Peace.
Peace.